So it sucks when a local used bookstore closes. I've seen used bookstores come and go. You probably have seen used bookstores come and go. Probably even for the same reason I'm talking about right now. Natural disaster, unfortunately, a flood. Iconic Cal's book it's basically closing. Did 2 feet of water damage throughout the entire 3,000 square foot shop. They've been in business for 35 years. Now, this was known that they were closing. There was a GoFundMe that somebody else started. They got up to roughly the last time I saw it, it was like $9,700. And then the owners talked to somebody which got a hold of the people that started the GoFundMe, and they were like, he's just going to close shop. So they refunded everybody's GoFundMe. And, this disappointed quite the amount of people. And then Friday and Saturday, he did a going out of business closing kind of sale. To give you an idea, this is what the bookstore looked like. As you'll see from this photo right here, from floor to ceiling, most of the areas in this area, from floor to ceiling, is books. This is the first bookstore that I literally have ever seen. This is the actual building that we're looking at, okay? This was the bookstore right here. They received 2 feet of damage. Apparently, I'm assuming businesses on the other end, they actually were reported to have 6 feet of water inside the businesses. How far it went, I don't know if it was the first one or what have you. And here's the inside of this, just so we're all on the same page. As you can see, he clearly also sold records. We have comic books right here. And like I said, from the floor to the ceiling, he does sell manga, but he doesn't buy it that often because it doesn't sell very well where he's at. But he does have a few. Definitely, I'm assuming he probably sells more comics than manga because, well, he's got way more comics than manga. This is the entrance, obviously. This is the cashier area. We can move to another different area. In fact, Friday and Saturday, the line actually, went in this way. Not outside. It never reached outside. It started in that beginning area, curved around here, went down this way, looped into a back one, came back around, headed up this way, went down an aisle, came up. You see the ladder right here, so you had to come up this aisle, and then you would loop down this aisle to eventually pop out here and then go back down this way to go that way to the cashier. Saturday was even longer because, let's see, where are we currently at? Yes, so we are in the other end. Saturday, it actually came all the way in this is the science fiction fantasy area. You got some Star Trek here. It actually started here, like it went down here. So it basically went down this aisle, so it came from here, down here, back up, all the way down here, and then it came back, the line went all the way back up, and then it actually went to the back of the room that we saw. Is it this one? Yeah. It then curved around this corner, went back down into that room way back there. So, unfortunately, it is kind of disheartening to see that, a lot of people were worried about, like, what's he going to do with all these books? Hopefully he can donate them to a library or. But what's up in the air recently during the closing sale is that he did say that, they don't know exactly what's going to happen. It's still up in the air on whether they're actually going to close. They may do like a Kickstarter or another GoFundMe. The idea is that he wants to start it rather than having someone else do it. I think that's the kind of scenario that he was going with. Or he was just going to move to a different location. Though I think either way, he's going to possibly move to a different location. That way he doesn't have to deal with this particular situation. Now, I did go there twice. I went there Friday and I picked up some books. Unironically, this series right here, I already own. I had a feeling I already owned it, but I bought them anyway because I was like, well, if I already own them, I can resell them. If he does reopen up in a different location or he reopens up in the same location, I can just go and donate them back to him. I also picked these books up as well. So these are part of a series. I think I'm missing a book that goes right here, and then I'm missing one at the end. So I'm missing 2 from this particular series. This I looked in and kind of read the back. I think it's a standalone, but I don't 100% know yet. So there's that. And then, of course, Saturday, I went and I did some more shopping. I got some more books. This bag right here. And I'm just going to kind of show you what I got. I found me some Lawrence Watt Evans. Oh, sorry, wrong one. I got me some Lawrence Watt Evan books. The first series I read of his was the Obsidian Chronicles, which is a trilogy, which, yes, if you want to know, I accidentally read book 2, which is called The Dragon Society. And when I found that out, I then read the first book, which is Dragon Weather. And then while I was waiting for Dragon Venom to come out, A Feast for Crows had not been released. In fact, I think by the time I picked up Song of Ice and Fire, the book series, the first 3 books were released. In fact, I can show you, the idea of the kind of cover I got. Well, sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. These are the covers I picked up. Okay, I also had a Clash of Kings. I have it. It's somewhere over on the bookshelf right there. And then, of course, when A Feast for Crows came out, I was highly mad that they changed the covers. That was quite annoying. So I picked up these 2 books of Lawrence Watt Evans. And then I have some, the Book of Merlin, which is the true last chapter of the Once and Future King. Pretty sure I own that book. I bought it, but I don't know. It's either in storage or I may have to re-buy it again. And then I also picked up E.T. and then Lore of the Witch World. It looked like it was a standalone book, and I'm all about trying and getting more standalone fantasies, even if they are from an older period. By older, I'm mostly referring to the 80s, 70s, maybe early 90s. And then I picked up, this is actually a series. I believe there's I think it's 2, 3 more books that I need in this series, but he had the first 2, so I picked these up. Yeah, it is kind of disappointing that the covers don't necessarily inherently match, but at least they're not that minimalistic bullshit that we see in more modern times. And yes, not every minimalistic design is bad, just so we're all on the same page. Now, I still read middle grade books. This is also because they say you should read what you want to write. So, I picked me up some Goosebumps Most Wanted and Goosebumps Hall of Horrors. And then I found these 2 middle grade books in the middle grade area. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get them, check them out. I also like the art style on the cover. So, I'm all in support for full art on a book. And then for the first time ever, I picked up some Dragonlance art books. Surprisingly, I will admit this thing. I think somebody had picked these up and then they set them down. Probably because they didn't want to wait in line, or maybe because they didn't have the correct payment. He was taking cash and card, but I'm going to assume that maybe they just got impatient and set it down, because they were just stacked on top of each other like this when I saw them. And when I looked at them, I noticed that, oh, hey, this is a series. And then, of course, this is a series as well. Trilogy. So I was like, I've never read a Dragonlance or any of these kind of books, Dungeon and Dragons. They do have them. I think there's 40 Warhammer 40K books. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try me some Dragonlance books. This is the pretty much just kind of me reminiscing about this bookstore within of itself, and it was greatness in its own way. I mean, look at this. I was in awe. This is like, you ever hear, You ever read a book or watched a movie, or for those that also play video games like me, played a video game and wish you could forget it so you could re-experience the awesomeness that it was? That's kind of my thought process about this bookstore. Like, re-experiencing walking into it and being in awe at what I saw would just be, you know? Anyway, it's sad to see that it's going to be closing. If they do stay open, I'll probably give you a quick update in a different video. If they reopen or if somebody buys them, that's also a possibility as well. But as of right now, it is the potential just closing, with the potential that they may maybe move to a different location, do a Kickstarter, a GoFundMe themselves. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.